guys. Sorry I haven't uploaded much. The coronavirus has gotten the school is back. I was in school. I got focused on school, and then the second lockdown happened. So that's why I haven't been uploading as much. I have been uploading on my second channel, Make Monster Man. Or no, actually, this is my second channel, Make Multiverse. And Make Monster Man is my first channel. And I have been uploading on that, season 2 final. Anyways, so this podcast is gonna cover Halloween of 2020. I know a lot of kids has done it and everything, and with school and all that, it lockdown, and we're getting close. November 6th is when I'm supposed to come back, which I doubt I will. So Halloween 2020, it was quite a journey. Like I said, for my main channel, I did a Godzilla Mega season 2 final in parts. So I was uploading those videos and making those videos. And so the day before Halloween, I slept over at my friend's house. He was in the school podcast. I think I called him Trendy. I stayed over at his house, and basically I'm going to go over what the big things that happened there. So the biggest thing for me was that his neighbor, I kid you not, had a Nintendo 64. And if you see my last podcast, you know that I'm all about the retro games, and I always wanted to play an N64. So for the first time, I've held that 3-pronged controller. It was like a dream come true. But best of all, they had GoldenEye 007, which is one of the best games on the N64. They didn't have Super Mario 64, but I don't really care because I have the best version of it in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And what's weird, and apparently Mario Kart 64 decided to hide from us. But anyways, we play GoldenEye in real life and all that. I'm making an FPS, first-person shooter like GoldenEye. Then Trendy found out about it. Then he told his neighbor, and this is about Halloween 2020. So, basically. So the day started at my friend's house because I was sleeping over there, and then we once again went to his neighbor's house and yada yada yada. And then when I went home, I was tired because me and my friend actually stayed up all night that night, so I was tired, and just the day before that, the first episode of Mandalorian Season 2 came out on Disney+. So I had to watch that, and while I was watching, I fell asleep. I woke back up, took a nap, and then my mom woke me up for trick-or-treating. So, and this is, since that we were going to carve pumpkins the day before, but since I slept over at my friend's house, we couldn't, apparently. And so we had to carve pumpkins right there, but here's the weird part. We carved pumpkins after I trick-or-treated, and I say I trick-or-treated because, I have 2 older brothers and 1 baby brother. And my baby brother, who's like a year old now, trick-or-treated as a big teddy bear costume. God, it was really funny. And I dressed up as Harry Potter, but the Quidditch Harry Potter, but that robe my mom made was huge. It was hard to even tell that I was Harry Potter, so I took off the robe and it just looked like a Gryffindor long sleeve shirt under, so. And trick-or-treating, I was surprised, but mostly not surprised. Obviously, there was not a lot of trick-or-treaters or people handing out candy and trick-or-treaters. But there was a couple. There was like 3 on my street. One was my neighbor, who is very nice, and their way of trick or treating is that they were sitting by a fire, having a nice time, and they had a rope 6 feet in front of them. And on the rope, they had a bunch of pieces, or they had a bunch of little bags of candy. So we take them off of those clips that they attached to the ropes, and that's how they handed out candy. There was another one where I think they took a bunch of hangers and they tied them together and attached clips to them, and then tied Butterfingers, Crunch, Milky Ways, and Snickers attached to them, and it said, "Please take 2." So I'm surprised it didn't say, "Please take 1." And we were the first trick-or-treaters to go to that thing because no candy was taken from there. So we were the first ones that took 2. And then another house was just it was just a little bag, which I later found out when I opened it was just 3 small things of Snickers. And it was just a please take a bag and happy Halloween. And the next street had a couple more houses. Normal, like, please take 1 bins. But here's the weird part. A lot of people actually did the normal ring the doorbell, and the kids come say trick-or-treat and they pass out candy. That's kind of weird. So a lot of people did the normal Halloween thing and not 6 feet creative thing. I'm not saying they're not creative. I'm actually, I like that. I'd rather have that, obviously. But then the street after that had some people working in the garage and having a piece of candy. And then there's this one house where there's 2 cars on the driveway, so I kind of got squeezed through there. And then there was a bunch of people in the garage, including a small girl and a small boy. And the girl gave me 2 pieces of candy, when then the boy just started loading me with candy. So that was a funny experience. But the best of the best was I think a couple blocks down there was these huge bags, like they were like, I don't know, 4 inches by 4 by 4 inches, like they were big bags, and they were awesome. I didn't open it yet. I might but it was like huge. I mean, yeah. So that was like the jackpot of everything. And then there was other trick-or-treaters and other. There was this one one-story house that had their lights on, so I went, rang the doorbell, and then I saw, and then the lights turned off. So I guess they realized that they had their lights on, or they forgot to turn them off, or we don't really know. But so yeah, I'm sorry this isn't the longest podcast. But that's it for. Oh yeah, then we carved pumpkins after trick-or-treating. I got on my skateboard after those couple houses, got knocked out of a couple more houses, then we carved pumpkins. I did something where a little pumpkin was getting eaten by a bigger one. And I might show it's not the best, not the worst. And then my brother, my older brother, the oldest, carved his name and a little Among Us guy. Which I did do a video of Among Us on this channel. And another one just did an M because my name, my brother's name, my other brother's name, and my baby brother's name begins with an M. One thing we have in common. So my other brother just did a big fat M. And my baby brother is a baby. So he didn't really carve any. We like to say that one of the mini pumpkins is his. And then all night, when it was just getting dark out, trick-or-treating hours were over, which it was only from 4 to 6, which I wasn't a fan of. But there were a couple of trick-or-treaters that were like after 6, so that's kind of weird. But then all night, me and my neighbors, the neighbors that were really nice and had that rope with clips of candy, with little bags of candy attached to clips in there. We played a game called Ghost of the Graveyard. It's a mix of, it's basically hide and seek tag, but at night. And you need to try to run to a safe spot, whether it being a pole. We did a pole, and you count to 20, and then we try to go looking for them. And whenever you tag someone, they're it for the next round. So on until all the people are tagged. And my older brother was and my neighbors play that game all night for 2.5 hours. And then we had to get called in for dinner, and then we kept playing, and then we had to get called into our showers, which is when we stopped playing. So yeah, it's and we did Halloween pasta, and it was pretty good. And then that was for dinner, and that's basically it for Halloween 2020. Yeah. Anyways, like and subscribe, I guess, and bye.